Yo, what's up guys, Complies here. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick updated settings guide. Now these settings are going to be for people who are looking for the best visibility, least amount of visual clutter, and to get the best performances possible out of their game. I'll be showing you guys every single setting that you want to have in game, and then after we cover all that, I'll also share with you guys my video config and my auto exec files to help boost performance and visibility just a little bit more. But before we get into all that, if you guys do enjoy this video and it helps you at all, please remember to leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Links to all my other social medias are down in the description below, and also please be sure to follow me on Twitch where I stream Apex just about every day. So that's going to be it for that part. Now we can get right into the video. So let's head on over into our settings tab, and we're going to start the gameplay. I'm just going to be going down the list one by one. So first off, interact prompt style, you want that on compact. Button hints off, crosshair damage feedback off, damage numbers, stacking, ping opacity faded, obituaries on, minimap rotation on. This could be more of a personal preference thing. I think it's a little bit easier to read when it's on. Weapon auto cycle on empty, I like to have mine on. Auto sprint, you want this off. There are still a lot of people using auto sprint, but it causes a weird delay with the shotguns every time you come out of your sprint, and it makes them really inconsistent. So I'd recommend keeping this to off and just forcing yourself how to learn to sprint manually. Double tap the sprint, I have mine to off. However, this is also a personal preference thing. You could have it to on. Jetpack control, I have mine on hold. Incoming damage feedback, you want to set that to 2D. You could have it to 3D or both. However, I think 2D is just the least amount of visual clutter. Taking damage closes death box, you want that on off. Pop up, you want that off. Streamer mode, you could turn this on along with anonymous mode. It just hides names in the kill feed, so if you're getting stream sniped or if you just don't want to see the names of the players, maybe someone good is in your game and it might give you anxiety, turning these on can help with that a lot. Usage sharing, you want that disabled. Performance display, I have mine on just so I can see my ping and FPS at all times. Club invites, enabled, disabled, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Colorblind mode, I run Tritonopia just because it brightens up the game, makes everything a lot more vibrant, but you don't necessarily need that. Subtitles off, subtitle size normal. Enable accessible chat features, I have mine off. Convert incoming voice to chat, I have that off. Play incoming text chat as speech, I have that set to off as well. Now we'll head over to the mouse and keyboard tab, and I'll share my sensitivity with you guys real quick. So I play an 800 DPI 1.5 sensitivity, which is roughly about 34 centimeters per 360. And here are my individual optic ADS sensitivities. Personally, I think 1.1 feels really good on the 1x. 1.0 feels really slow for me. And then I run 1.4 on the 2 and 3x, and then I run 1.5 on the 4x and above. Now most of the people in this game don't really run per optic sensitivities. A lot of them just have 1.0. However, I'd recommend turning this on and kind of messing around with this and seeing what's comfortable for you. So I'll go down. You want mouse acceleration off, invert off, lighting effects off. Now real quick, I'm going to scroll through all my keybinds and let you guys see all that. And then we'll just talk about two keybinds that I think everyone should have. So now I'm just going to scroll through and show you guys everything. So most of the keybinds are personal preference. However, there are two that I recommend everybody get used to, and that would be their scroll wheel up and scroll wheel down binds. I'd recommend either putting up or down on jump and also move forward, which allows you to b-hop, and the other one will allow you to tap strafe. It doesn't matter which one you do up or down. It's all personal preference. I have my jump on down and I have my W on up. I know you can't see it right here, but that's because it's bound to two different things in my game files. I also have my scroll up bound to interact, so I can pick up loot insanely fast and almost instantly. So in the controller tab, don't play controller, never will, never have, never wanted to. So if you're looking for those settings, this is not the video for you. But now let's head over to the video tab. Now these are all my settings. Display mode, full screen, aspect ratio 16:10. I play 1728 by 1080 resolution. 1680 by 1050 is also good, but I just run 1728 because it's a little bit more clear. Brightness, I play on 70. Field of view, I play 110. Now for brightness, I definitely recommend cranking that up a little bit. You know, 60 and above would be really good for most people. And field of view, if you're playing a lower FOV, you know, 90, you really want to raise that. I'd say 100 and above is good. FOV ability scaling, you want that disabled at all times. Sprint view shake minimal, and these are all my video settings. I have everything on the lowest or disabled except for texture streaming budget, because that just makes your game look a little bit better. Has almost no performance hit whatsoever. VSync disabled. NVIDIA reflex, I have mine enabled plus boost just to ensure that I'm getting the lowest input latency at all times. Anti-aliasing none. Texture streaming budget high. Texture filtering bilinear. Ambient occlusion disabled. Sun shadow low. Sun shadow detail low. Spot shadow disabled. Volumetric lighting disabled. Dynamic spot shadows disabled. Model detail low. Effects detail low. Impact marks disabled, and ragdoll is low. So now we'll head over into the audio tab and I'll show you guys that real quick. Now master volume, I have mine on 10 just because I'm recording this video. I don't want it to be too loud, but I usually have it on like 80 or 90. Voice chat, a lot of these are going to be personal preference and mic dependent. However, I would recommend putting on push to talk because no one wants to hear you talking in game at all times. Sound effects volume 100%. Dialogue, you want to turn this down just so voice lines aren't cluttering you too much. Music volume 0% because that's just random unnecessary noise that we don't need. And then I also have my lobby music volume on 0 just because I don't care. I listen to my own music when I play usually. Sound in the background, I have that off. incoming text chat to speech off, incoming voice to chat off, and that's going to cover it for all of our in-game settings. Now I'm going to go to my video config and I'll show you that, and then after that we'll head over to our auto exec. So this is what my video config looks like, and if you guys don't know how to find this, it's really simple. All we do is go down to our Windows search bar, we type in save games, click on that, go to respawn, Apex, local, and it'll be right here, videoconfig.txt. Now if you've never messed with this, you're just going to look a little bit different, so feel free to copy all of these settings if you want to. The most important ones to change though are these setting.csms right here. You want to make sure all of these are set to 0, as that's going to disable almost all the shadows in game. Not every single one, but most of them, and it's going to give you a lot more visibility, and most importantly, it's going to boost your FPS a lot. A link to this will be down in the description below. But also remember, if you guys do want to change some of these settings, make sure your file is not set to read only. I have a lot of people who come in and ask me that in my Twitch chat all the time. If you guys want to change something, you guys need to make sure it's not on read only, because every time you boot up your game, it's going to load up those same settings that you had before. So now I'm going to show you guys my auto exec. So this is my auto exec right here, and if you guys don't know how to find this, it's super simple. Once you're in Steam, all you have to do is right click Apex Legends, properties, local files, browse, go to your CFG folder, and it'll be right here. And a lot of people don't have auto exec files, so I'll show you how to make one real quick. It's really simple. You want to right click, you want to hit new text document and rename this to autoexec.cfg. It'll ask you to change the extension, might become unusable, you hit yes. And then since I already have one, it's going to say, do I want to name mine auto exec 2? Yours won't say that. All you have to do is hit yes, and then now you have an auto exec. So you go into that and then you paste all the settings that I have in mind. Now I know this is really lengthy. This is just kind of what I've compiled from like 2 or 3 of the best ones. There are a lot of things, and to be honest, a majority of them probably don't even work. It would be literally impossible for me to go through and test all of these individually, and yes, there are some duplicates in here, but like I said, I just compiled it from like 2 or 3 of the best ones that I could find. This should give you a pretty good FPS boost as well. However, keep in mind that this setting right here, matte letterbox aspect goal, this is because I play 16:10 res. If you guys are playing native, you want to change that back to 1.77, or if you guys are playing a different resolution, you're going to have to change that accordingly to whatever aspect ratio you're using. Unfortunately, a lot of the audio settings that I had on a previous video, they do not work anymore. Respawn patched that about a season ago, but you guys still should get a pretty good boost from the rest of these. So now to make sure that our auto exec is running properly, we just go back into Steam. We're going to right click on Apex Legends, go to properties, and you want to make sure this is in plus exec auto exec. I'll leave all my launch commands down in the description below if you want to copy these, but some of them are going to be personal preference, like the frequency and the FPS max. So change those accordingly to your PC and the FPS that you can get. But most importantly, just make sure you have the plus exec auto exec to make sure that our auto exec starts every time we load up the game. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that this can help a lot of you. I know these settings help me out a ton. I get way better FPS and visibility, so I really hope that it can do the same for you as well. If it did, please remember to leave a like and a comment, and also please don't forget to subscribe, as it helps me a ton. If you want to see more of me or you have any questions, links to all my social medias are down in the description below. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.